crap. I hope he's not. But you never know. You never know. So let's take a closer look. We're going to take a closer look at a couple things. Now, I'm fascinated by all this because he's one of my favorite singer-songwriters of all time. I don't think he writes all of his music. In fact, I do think he actually does get a lot of ghostwriters, but that's okay. I love James Blunt. I will be very blunt. I love James Blunt, but yeah, so supposedly there's rumors that he was doing some creepy stuff on a yacht. That's the alleged stuff. I'm not saying this is real. It's all alleged. It's all rumor. But holy crap. To be honest, it's kind of crazy. I personally don't know what to think about it. Like I said, I'm a huge Blunt fan. Huge James Blunt fan. And, I mean, dude, I'm straight up hoping this isn't real, you know? I'm hoping that he isn't doing any of that creepy stuff. We got my boy Ty Lord saying Garza. What's up, dude? Now, the question is, was my boy James Blunt doing creepy things on a yacht? I'm starting to wonder, dude. I'm starting to wonder. And I love James Blunt. He's one of my favorite singers of all time. And yeah, does that make me a little gay? Sure. Abso-freaking-lutely. But it doesn't stop me from being straight, too. All right? We got Ty Lord in the house, though. It's good to see my boy. Just going to get this kind of squared away. Hold on. Annie, what's going on? We got Miss Annie in the house. Hell yeah. So we're going to see what we can discover. We're going to see if we can discover some more stuff, some more craziness. I actually do want to see what everything looks like on here real quick. Hold on. But yeah, my hero, James Blunt, man. So allegedly he's done some creepy things. I'm going to kind of read quote for quote what I found. So the rumor is that James Blunt was the unnamed British singer-songwriter, moderately plausible but unconfirmed. In This Is Me, A Reckoning, Panettiere described the man as a famous British singer-songwriter in his 30s who was lying in bed aboard a luxury yacht in the south of France. She deliberately did not identify him. The Blunt theory gained traction because James Blunt fits that general description and was demonstrably part of the same Canis Yacht social world. Getty's archive documents Blunt, Panettiere, and Diana Jenkins together during the 2009 Cannes Film Festival. Okay, granted. And like I said, what's up, Annie? Though we got Annie, we got Ty Lord, we got the works. But I'm disturbed, man. I love James Blunt. Like, he really is one of my favorite artists of all time, and it's such a crying shame. You know, I'm really hoping that he's not into the. I hope he's not into sketchy stuff. He might be. You know, I mean, You're Beautiful, was written about him. Like, he was stalking a girl on the subway. On an actual subway. She smiled at me on the subway. She was with another man. Those lyrics. Also, there's something very interesting. So you know me. I've listened to like every James Blunt song known to man because I just find, first off, he's an amazing singer. And to be honest, his live performances that I've watched, he sounds exactly like he does in the studio. It's a rare talent. He is quite possibly one of the greatest singer-songwriters of all time, in my opinion. Is that a bit of a stretch? Maybe. Is it deserved? Sure. I think he's that talented. I really do. I really think that he's one of the more talented musicians out there. And I think he deserves a lot more credit than some people would give him. Um, but yeah, no, I find him to be one of the best. And it just sucks that there is a possibility that my guy, my favorite singer, Mr. James Blunt, man, I don't know. I mean, if it's true, it sucks, dude. Bon Jovi. Oh man, that's funny. Give me a few seconds though. I gotta put a pin message on here real fast. Give me just a second. Well, if this is what we got, then what we got is gold. So yeah, he's just one of my favorite singer-songwriters of all time. It sucks. It really does, because I think he's pretty damn talented. And I hope it's not him, or at least if he was, I don't know. I still don't know the whole context of everything. So if we were to look at this a little closer, it's like just a little bit closer. So it does say the Diana Jenkins and James Blunt yacht connection is real. High coincidence. This isn't merely an internet rumor. This part of it right here. Blunt wrote a chapter titled Diana's Boat in his memoir describing Diana Jenkins taking him to the Cannes Film Festival aboard a chartered super yacht, and described celebrity-filled parties aboard it. Jenkins had also publicly described Blunt as one of her close friends. This makes the Blunt theory more interesting circumstantially, but it still doesn't prove Panettiere was describing him. Now, rumor was Diana Jenkins was the woman who led Hayden into the cabin, much weaker. Early online sleuthing heavily pointed toward Jenkins because she knew Panettiere, knew Blunt, basically moved in that the Cannes social circle and had yacht connections. But Panettiere's book calls the woman Stella McCamus, which page 6 reports was a pseudonym. Anyway. More importantly, Jenkins' representative explicitly denied that Jenkins was the woman and threatened legal action against people claiming otherwise. So I would not present the Diana identification as fact, but we don't really know. It's all rumor from what we know. And it's interesting. It's interesting. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, it's interesting. Give me 1 second. Give me a second, you guys. Sorry about that. That works. Perfect. Okay, yeah, the whole thing, though, is just so crazy. So we're going to look into a few of the rumors here. Let's look up James Blunt as well. Hold on. It's 72 degrees. Zero chance of... It's been a perfect day. We're all spinning on our heels, so far away from real. In California, yeah. We watched the sunset from our car. We all took it in. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing that scares me. There is a song called Stay the Night by James Blunt. It came out like in 2010, but there was something very peculiar about the song that I had noticed. And I brought it up. I can't remember if I brought it up in a message board, but people were like, oh, shit. So he's saying it's 72 degrees, zero chance of rain. It's been a perfect day. Now, if you listen closer, if you listen very closely, he says, it's 72 degrees, zero chance of rain. And then you hear a p. So it's almost like he's saying instead of finishing rain, it says he's trying to say rain, but then you hear a p. So it sounds like he's saying the RA, you know which word I'm talking about. So I was thinking, oh my God, this thing that I had noticed before is Blunt. I don't think Blunt is part of the Epstein class. I hope he's not. I really do. I hope he's not part of the Epstein class, because if he is, that really sucks. Because I'm a huge James Blunt fan. I've been a James Blunt fan for a very, very long time. He's been like one of my favorite singer-songwriters for a very, very long time. He's just so good. He's just one of the best. And like, it's just, I would hate to find out that he's into some creepy stuff like that. It would really just suck. Because like I said, he's really like legitimately one of my favorite singer-songwriters. And I'm hoping he's not going down some sketchy path. You know what I mean? I'm hoping. You better not be, man. He really is one of my favorite singer-songwriters. It just sucks. So what do you guys think? You guys, I don't know if I'm preaching to the choir or any James Blunt fans in the house, but yeah. So, I mean, it looks like there are podcasts that are already talking about it. Let's look at this podcast, but let's see if we can. Let's even go to the chapter that discusses James Blunt, if it does it by chapters. Where's the timestamps at? It's usually people who are really good at doing the timestamps.
Facts that we're dealing with on this conspiracy are way beyond men in a cave knocking down buildings, right? Like that was the biggest conspiracy ever. Also, the timeline.
Nah, I need I need something specific. I need something a little more specific. Hold on. You know, and she was speaking out about Hollywood, just like this guy's saying, you know, and just kind of the craziness of Hollywood. I'll tell you, man, I feel like Hollywood has an Epstein problem. It had a Weinstein problem and it had an Epstein problem. It's crazy how much, and it scares me to think that James Blunt might be kind of creeping a bit. Because, like I said, man, I don't know. Oh, Blunt breaks silence about his unusual music video. Okay.
James Blunt has said he regrets releasing his new music video after people thought that it was about Hayden Panettiere. I saw that James released a new video that's getting a lot of attention because of the visuals people are seeing. The video shows James taking someone away on a boat, while another moment features the person with tape over their mouth. Honestly, I can understand why people found the visuals uncomfortable because they're pretty intense. Some people might see it as just as art or satire, but to me, the imagery feels very specific. That's why people started questioning the meaning behind it. What stood out to me is how quickly people connected the visuals to Hayden's story about something that happened to her on a boat when she was just 18 years old. Once those comparisons started, people began viewing the video differently. Now, one source said James deeply regrets putting this video out. He knows it'll be looked at differently now, and people.
Yeah, I mean, probably not the. I mean, it was. I mean, not gonna lie. All things considered, he did the video in a very funny way. I'm hoping that it's nothing but satire because I really don't want. It would sadden me to no end if my boy Blunt, my boy James Blunt, if he was somehow part of the Epstein class. That would really be pretty depressing. You know, I wouldn't like that. So I'm hoping that he's not part of the Epstein class. Hoping not. I don't know. He definitely had some Hollywood connections for sure. Which it's a little scary too if you have those Hollywood connections, but ugh, I don't know, man. Somehow my boys. Where do we go? Where do we go from here, man? But yeah, no, James Blunt, I still think is one of the best singer-songwriters out there. I just it's really just a shame. I'm hoping that what we're seeing is just BS, But who knows? Who the F knows, bro? I don't even know. Give me a second here. But who do you think this song was about, though? That's the crazy part. So, and we're going to be looking into some Donald Trump news here a little bit later, but I'm still kind of curious, man. Like, who is this ultimately about? And is it really loosely based on a true story? That's the crazy part about this. Like I said, I hope it's not. But you never know, and also Carrie Fisher, by the way, Carrie Fisher's daughter blames James Blunt for her mom's untimely death as well. And rightfully so. I can understand that because they partied pretty hard. They did a lot of cocaine. But then again, she's also a grown woman. She was also a grown woman. She could make her own choices. But yeah, man. James Blunt was doing drugs with Princess Leia, essentially, which is crazy to think about. Like he really, it's crazy, man. He's one of my favorite artists of all time. Still is. I don't. There has to be like evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that he's, I mean, I definitely know he's a bit of a creep, and I know he's probably got some weird voyeurism stuff. I mean, literally, "You're Beautiful" was written about him stalking a woman on the subway while he was high on drugs. Like, so it's like, I don't know, man. That's the way I see it. That's pretty much it. So I don't know. I don't think he's guilty. I could be wrong. I just don't think he's guilty, though. It's my opinion. That is my opinion. Give me 1 second, though. It's gonna check. Let's see. Well, this is what we've got. Oh shit, dude. Oh my god. Let's see. Okay. So, let's go. But yeah, no, Blunt, man, he's doing his thing, and it's quite wild to me. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Blunt is I don't know. I just don't know. It just blows my mind. How about this? I'm going to do something a little bit different today. In the poll. Boom. Jarvis, can you please Okay, so we got that. Trying to get a few more things established. I feel like I'm missing something on here. Thank you guys for your patience with me. Mucho appreciato. All right, let's see what other James Blunt controversies we got. It's getting crazy, man. Blunt, my boy Blunt. What's he doing? Now, the crazy thing I will say is interesting. So let's see what this is.
Less than 12 hours after James Blunt was accused of
Okay, I feel like this is probably going to be some AI slop, but let's give it a chance. Let's give this AI slop a chance.
connecting his new music video to Hayden Panettiere's sudden death, 4 celebrities stepped up to seek justice for Hayden. Number 4, Selma Blair, Hayden's longtime close friend and a Hollywood trauma survivor. She released a heartfelt tribute right after Hayden's passing and backed the disclosure.
I do feel I feel bad for the kids that have had to be exposed to the Weinsteins and the Epsteins and stuff, and it's terrible. Hollywood's crazy, man. I would, it's like I would not want to be a child in that environment. That would be terrible. Whew. No, I'm glad that I'm glad that the reign of Hollywood is finally over, because nobody cares about celebrities' opinions. Nobody really does. When a celebrity tells me how to vote, I'm just going to vote the exact opposite of whatever that celebrity says. So all these leftist celebrities are telling me to vote Democrat. I'm going to vote Republican just out of spite, because these people are disconnected with reality. Well, I mean, let's see here.
James Blunt has denied any involvement in what Hayden Panettiere said happened on a yacht in her memoir. Hayden said that when she was 18, a woman she trusted took her into a room on a yacht and put her in bed beside a British singer-songwriter in his 30s. Honestly, the biggest thing for me is Hayden never publicly named him. After she passed away, people linked James to the story.
I mean, here's the thing, though. This is what pisses me off. You gotta name these people. Like, I know that it could be a dangerous thing, but if this happened, you should put their name out there and be like, look, because if it happened, it happened. And you should talk about it. Hopefully. And it's up to everybody, or at least, I don't know. The only way Hollywood's going to stop with this crap is if people put it out, if people reveal what the hell's happening behind Hollywood's curtains. It's as simple as that. But that's the way I see it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I don't know. Give me 1 second, though. There was a question I wanted to ask ChatGPT real quick, specifically about color range. I want to see, dude. Our AI has gotten so much better over the years, dude. It's crazy. It's insane just how good AI has gotten. Okay, do I actually have that set properly? I was looking at my color ranges. Okay, color ranges look good. Perfecto. But yeah, this is crazy, man. I don't even know. The more I look into the story, the more I'm just like, I still don't think I don't think James Blunt did anything wrong, as far as I know. Who knows? Maybe evidence will come out, but at the end of the day, he's probably going to deny everything, and maybe he'll admit to something. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll look up now that we discussed some of those theories, some of my basic theories, I'm going to claim that James Blunt is innocent. E.T. says, what it do, Garza? What up, E.T.? I love you, my boy. That's my boy. E.T. E.T., yo. What's up, dude? Everybody give a shout out to my home dog, Mr. E.T. Oh, get it, ET, man. Do your thing, brother. Do your thing, man. We got Frog Eat Frog in the house saying, Garza, what's up, Frog? My boy, dude. My boy. Just give me a second here. Oh. All right, so we talked about Hayden Panettiere and we talked about James Blunt. You know, potentially him being the British song. It's very possible, by the way. We got Annie, Frog Eat Frog, E.T. We even had my boy Ty Lord in the house for a little bit. I think he's still watching. But yeah, no, I think James Blunt's innocent, man. I really do. I think James is innocent. I think he's one of the look. He's a great musician, but I think he's also an ethical guy. I'd like to believe he is. Maybe it's wishful thinking on my end. I'm not entirely sure, but we shall see. Oh, Trump speaks at a meeting with tech leaders. I have not watched this. This was streamed about 8 hours ago. I hope Peter Thiel is there. Peter Thiel and Elon. I need my ramen for this, you guys. Hold on. Frog, I've been up and down, to be honest. I'm here and there, struggling quite a bit, but still trying to, I don't know. I'm somewhere over the rainbow. Got some vegetables and shit. Oh yeah, I got these carrots. Doing a little bit of chicken curry. Frog Eat Frog, you know I ain't doing that in the sink, bro. Well, maybe. Maybe I am, maybe I ain't. I don't know. You's about to find out. Give our boy a round of applause, everybody. DT, baby. Donald frickin' Trump, bro. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Let's increase that just a tad. That works. It's perfect. You know, everybody, all the left-wing media outlets, I'll peek into them from time to time, and they say that Trump looks unhealthy and stuff, but to be honest, he looks pretty good to me, man. He looks like he's got energy. I don't see what people are seeing there. I mean, if you guys disagree with me, you know, go for it, but let's keep going.
Okay, it's a serious group of people here. If you're into the world of finance like I am, I love finance. There's a who's who with us today.
I love finance too, DT.
It's amazing that you don't know some of these people, but anybody in finance knows every one of them, and I want to thank them for being here today. We're delighted to welcome some of our nation's brightest minds in finance, crypto, and technology ahead of the first ever meeting of the CFTC's Innovation Advisory Committee in Washington, D.C. This is a group of very smart people that are on a committee to recommend what we do. Right, Paul? They're going to be telling us a little bit. But I think Paul knows maybe more than anybody. He's doing a great job. We're all happy with Paul, I think, right? He's been absolutely fantastic. Crypto markets and the prediction markets and conventional finance to decentralized finance, the people in this.
Oh man, he's going to talk about crypto. That sucks. That's the one thing, you know, I like just about everything about Donald Trump except for his love of crypto. I think it's so dumb because crypto is a Ponzi scheme. And I think that's the one thing that just kind of makes me angry because I know it's a Ponzi scheme. I've known it's a Ponzi scheme for a very long time. And I see my boy Trump promoting it, and it just makes me mad because it's like, dude, Trump, I love you, bro. But you know more than anything that this is a Ponzi. I'd like to believe he understands that it's a Ponzi scheme, but I don't know. Trump dog's the man, but at the same time, oh man. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel if you can. The more subscribers we get, the better. Give me one moment. Give me a second, everybody. Whoa, 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 whoa. Undo. Undo. Hey. Why did... Try that again. Maybe it'll work. Hold on. There we go. Okay.
This room are ensuring that the future of commercial markets is pioneered and perfected right here in the USA. We're fighting a lot of other countries to control these markets and to have these markets and to profit and all the jobs and everything else created. And we're doing well. We're leading in every aspect, including AI, and we're leading by a lot. And we want to keep it that way. I want to thank the chairman of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, Mike Selick, for his tremendous leadership. And come here. Thank you, Mike. I didn't recognize you from so close. And thanks as well to a very special man, a man that everybody respected for a long time. Yeah, he's a man I wanted to do this job, head of the SEC. Chairman Paul Atkins, who's also doing an outstanding job in everything else he touches. He's doing a lot of things for the country, so I want to thank you very much. Mm-hmm. Great job. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Paul. We're also pleased to be joined by...
Oh, wait, that's the guy right here. That's one of the Winklevoss twins. To be honest, though, I'm not a big fan of Mark Zuckerberg or the Winklevoss twins. I could care less about either of them. I am impressed, though. I will say this. Even though I think Facebook is full of Karens, I got to give Facebook its flowers for being a very addictive social media platform for old people. Like, you got to give Mark Zuckerberg his flowers, man. Sometimes you just gotta give my man his props. Gotta. Let's keep going.
By executive director of the President's Council, with advisors with the digital asset. All of the digital assets are all put into one. Patrick Witt and many other top industry leaders, including Coinbase. Where's Brian? Brian Armstrong, CEO. He's one of the greats. Where is he? Where are you? Oh, you look well. You get much younger. You look good. CEO of International and Intercontinental Exchange.
My
Jeff
boy, dude.
Sprecher, one of the things, a little thing called the New York Stock Exchange. He owns a thing called the New York Stock Exchange, quite a nice asset, right?
Yes, it is.
CEO of NASDAQ, Adina Friedman. Thank you very much, Adina. Great job you're doing. CEO of Robinhood, Vlad Tenev. Thank you.
Oh, Vlad?
Nice to see you. And
Okay, Vlad from Robinhood's in the house. Okay, that kind of gets me a little bit sprung. I'm not going to lie. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't like a little bit sprung from hearing that. Just saying. And if that's so wrong for me to be a little bit, a little sprung, I don't know, dude. Let me cook. Let's keep going.
CEO of Kraken, Arjun Sethi. And thank you very much, wherever you are. Thank you very much. Great group of people. We also have some others here that we wanted them. It's where's Mike, co-founder of CEO of CTO and president of BitGo, which is a big deal in the world of that thing, that little thing that's happening out there. And Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple. Brad? Thanks, sir. Thank you very much, Brad. Sergey Nazarov, co-founder of Chainlink Labs. Thank you very much. Good, Sergey. Good job. Arjan, you're here. Arjan?
I'm still here.
You're here? You haven't left? Peter Smith is here, and Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss have tremendous people, tremendous investors, brilliant people. Chris Dixon is here. And I think I've sort of got anybody I didn't mention, by the way. Pretty much got the whole group. Good. They gave me 4 sets of lists, and that's always a little complex. You never want to say one more than 3 times. Under the crooked Joe Biden administration, the spirit of innovation that built America was under serious attack like never before.
Yep.
And nowhere was that more true than crypto and other new financial technologies where we were going to be taken.
I really don't think we should be embracing crypto, though. I really think that sucks. This is the only thing that pisses me off about Trump, really, is the love of crypto. The more I hear him talk about crypto, the more mad I get, because it's like, dude, Trump dog, I love you, man, but crypto sucks. Crypto's a Ponzi scheme, man. It's a flat out Ponzi, bro. And like, other than that, I think he does a fantastic job, but he's got to stop promoting these Ponzi's. Stop it, bro. Stop it.
To the cleaners by China and other countries. The radical left tried to crush these developments with crippling regulations, brutal restrictions, weaponization. They use weaponization, political weaponization, and constant targeting that drove innovation overseas, and they wanted to drive it out. And at the end of toward the end of the campaign, if you remember, they decided they liked it very much because there were over 100 million people that were liking Trump a lot more because I was in favor of it. They were against it, and they became very much in favor of it. But by that time, it was too late. And besides, those days are all over. That was a terrible period of time for a lot of very good, very honorable financial people. On day one, we fired Joe Biden's rogue SEC chair, Gary Gensler. I think we like Paul better. Do we agree? We like Paul better? Number one, he's smarter. He's also smarter, by the
I'll give him a clap. I'll give him a clap on that one.
way. But we fired him. We got him the hell out of here. We terminated the so-called Operation Choke Point 2.0, which is what the name of their operation was, weaponization.
Yeah.
And we ended the war on crypto once and for all. And it's been booming. It's been doing big, and nobody's.
Well, crypto is stupid. I'm just gonna admit that right now. Crypto is grifter currency. I know there's gonna be some people in denial about that on this channel, but cryptocurrency is grifter currency. It's gotta be made clear, man. It's gotta be made clear. I hope you guys are aware of that. And if you're not, I don't know what to tell you.
Been able to break in. China would like to break in. They're still trying, but they have been able to. I signed a historic executive order banning any attempt to create a central bank digital currency. We launched Project Crypto to modernize rules so that our financial markets can move into blockchain technology. I established the United States Strategic.
That scares me a little bit because I think blockchain technology is cool, but I think if our financial instruments start moving into blockchain, that might be a little bit scary. Unless they've vastly improved it, then okay, fine. If it's vastly improved, sure. Let's go to the whole blockchain format, whatever. I still feel like, though, with quantum computers and everything like that, I just feel like blockchain technologies, no matter how much, I mean, you could, depends on how much, like what kind of cryptography they're using. Like if they're using like, I don't know, 256 bit encryption, sure, that might actually be pretty AI approved for the most part. But we got dude saying, "What's good, real Garza?" No, nothing much, man. Just chilling out. Blue Nose Pity, I agree with you, bro. I agree with you on that one, dude. My man's stacking, dude. My man is stacking. Let's go.
Bitcoin reserve, making Bitcoin a permanent asset of the United States Treasury, which has turned out incredibly well. I also created the United States digital asset stockpile to hold custody of all other digital assets, and that's exactly what it's done. It's been amazing. 1 year ago this summer, I signed landmark legislation known as the Genius Act. I named it after myself. I didn't want to use.
My man, dude, he's like, I named it after myself because I'm the GOAT. I'm the smartest man in the room. That's funny, dude. He's so funny, dude. He's got a good sense of humor, man. Yeah, I mean, Mike, I'm not going to read your comment. I'm not, whatever. I'm not going to read that. It's a funny comment, but I'm not going to read it.
Is my name, so I just call it the Genius Act, paving the way for widespread adoption of dollar-backed stablecoins, and that's worked out very well. Every single American benefits enormously from our country's status as the financial center of the world, and we want to keep it that way. We're leading by leaps and bounds. We've gained so much in the last 16 months like nobody can believe, actually. Not only that, but we have more money being invested in the United States than any country at any time in history. Money's coming in by the trillions. Our nation's economic dominance drives trillions of dollars in investments, creates millions of jobs, and expands access, credit, and capital so that every citizen has.
I believe it wholeheartedly, man. T-Dog's on point, dude. T-Dog's on point.
A chance to achieve what we now hear a lot about, the American dream. Young people are looking for the American dream. They weren't thinking about that 2 years ago. New financial technologies are extending this American dominance into the 21st century, and that's why we're focused on creating a clear regulatory framework for pioneers and builders like the people that are with me here, so that they can do business with confidence on American soil. They don't have to go to other countries to do their business. We're ensuring that America remains the undisputed leader, not only in Bitcoin and crypto, but also technologies like prediction markets, artificial intelligence.
Okay. I hate prediction markets so much. I hate prediction markets so freaking much. Don't like crypto. I love artificial intelligence, though. I think AI is not as bad as everybody makes it out to be. Look, I think it's going to solve a lot of problems. It may create a few problems, granted. I think every technology does create a few problems here and there. But I do think it's going to solve more problems than it creates. Allegedly. That's my assumption. I am concerned about having all of our financial infrastructure on the blockchain, though, because if it's on the blockchain, that information's going on networks and stuff like that. Now, granted, it is basically they use advanced cryptography, which is great. Foster J says, "Go away." What are you talking about, Foster? What are we talking about, Brony? What you talking about, homie? I ain't going nowhere. Just like my boy Diddy said, was it Diddy? We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now. Because we bad boys for life. Oh. Thank you, Diddy.
And much more, and we're leading in every single one. And I will tell you, the AI, the artificial intelligence, we're way ahead of number two. Number two is China. And I never want to underestimate China, but right.
All right, give me a second here. Interesting.
Right now, we're way ahead. President Xi's coming on September 24th. We look forward to it. We'll probably be talking about AI and a lot of other things.
Hell yeah.
But we're doing tremendously well, largely because of people and some other friends of ours that are on the board. And they'll be here in 2 weeks, I understand. In May, Chairman Selig authorized the first ever true Bitcoin perpetual futures contract on a CFTC registered exchange, first time. I understand that Mike is also working to bring hyperliquid into the United States in a fully compliant and legal fashion. He's working very hard on that.
Oh, hyperliquid. That's that freaking. So it's a cryptocurrency. I ended up just like, I bought like $1 of every single tradable crypto on Robinhood. I don't believe in any of it, but I do believe that people are stupid enough, that people are dumb enough to pump up these stupid cryptos. So I make sure that I get exposed in some way by just getting $1's worth of all these stupid crypto griftos. And by the way, it's not financial advice. Crypto sucks. Crypto just sucks. It's not a financial instrument. At least it shouldn't be considered one, in my opinion. But people want to tell me otherwise. They're like, crypto's the best. Crypto's awesome. Crypto's so great. No, dude. Crypto sucks. I know you don't want to hear it, but crypto blows, dude. It's just the truth. I know people are mad at hearing that, dude. There's something I got to do real quick on here. Some work I got to do tonight. There we go. Hold on. There's something I wanted to experiment with on here. It's going to be a little tricky. Hold on. There's no saving us. Okay, here we go. Doing some very cool little experiments here. Sorry, you guys. Trying to make sure that everything's a-okay here. I'll work on this later. So I think we're just gonna like watch one video tonight, and I think we're just gonna call it good afterwards. Wait, what? No, he didn't. Hold on. That's a lie. Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't see anything crazy here. Yeah, don't be lying.
We would really like to see interest rates come down. You know, in the old days with interest rates, many of you are too young to know this, but when we announced good numbers, interest rates would go down. And the theory was because the asset value became so good, it became so prime. But now when we announce good numbers, which we're doing all the time, they keep driving the interest rates up because they're so afraid of inflation. And they shouldn't be. They should allow interest rates to go down. When you announce good numbers, you shouldn't drive them up. They keep thinking that we'll drive them up to stop inflation because success and growth does not cause inflation. Other things cause inflation. We inherited the number one inflation.
Crappy monetary policy creates inflation more than anything. That's one of the biggest driving forces towards inflation that people just don't seem to, want to really talk about overall, because those are the big, huge forces there. Let's keep going. I am trying to... Actually, that actually turned out all right. Okay, cool. Interesting. Okay. Well... Barnacles. So keep watching.
Ever in the history of our country from Biden. And it lifted prices and everything else, and we're getting them all down. But interest rates should be allowed to fall with the success of our country, not rise because of the success. But we're also on the very beginning of a revolution in fictional and financial. You take a look at some of the things that are being done on a financial basis and the financial technology that's the potential to create more jobs, opportunity, and wealth for all Americans. And that's what it's doing, is creating jobs and great wealth. And I think that can't be better seen by the stock market. So we've had 80 in a short period of time, a year and a half. We've had 80 days where the stock market hit all-time highs. I haven't looked today. I don't know, maybe
I mean, that's pretty wild, man. That's honestly pretty wild.
I shouldn't look. I don't want to look. But I hear it's good. But we've had 80 days, Jeff, where the stock market has hit an all-time high, and nobody's ever seen anything like that. And I think bringing it down to
And granted, I mean, like, corrections can happen at any time. So, I mean, just because everything's up right now doesn't mean that necessarily it's going to stay that way. But I will say, so some of the other reasons why markets can go up is not just because businesses are doing well. Sometimes it's because the currency itself is doing so poorly. So I think a lot of investors are scared of the dollar, and I don't blame them, because why would you want to hold on to the dollar? There's nothing preventing the dollar from going to zero. Nothing. And that's something that people don't really often consider, is they don't consider the possibility that the dollar could go way down, straight up. It's definitely something to consider for sure. I think so. I'm just going to watch one video tonight because I just don't really have a lot of energy tonight to watch too many videos or do anything really. I'm just kind of a little bit mopey right now.
another level, and maybe a higher level from the standpoint of importance. 401ks have hit record highs on almost 40% of the time that I've been president of the United States, and that affects tens of millions of people. The 401ks are at record numbers.
It's true.
So 2 years ago, our country was dead, and now our country...
But we got Tiny Lion Gaming in the house. Dude, I love you, bro. It's good to see you, man. Rick, stock market says is always going up. Yeah, I mean, usually it is. I mean, the thing is, in the short term, it can fluctuate. In the long term, though, the overall index, the overall market itself, is probably going to do really good. Granted, there are factors that can make markets crash. And when a market crashes, that's when you got to make sure that you're prepared. Make sure that you have, essentially just make sure that you have the, a little bit of cash on standby for sure. You always want to keep some cash on standby because you just don't know when the market's going to crash. Another thing is, I like to be exposed to 3 specific asset classes. Commodities, specifically silver and gold. Those are my 2 favorite commodities. And then as far as it goes, stocks are what are my ultimate favorite asset class. And then real estate. Granted, the only real estate exposure I can get is through real estate investment trust. That's the easiest exposure I could get and the quickest without having to borrow money. So I do tend to go towards real estate investment trusts as my main as my main real estate exposure. But yeah, real estate. But yeah, gold, silver, real estate, and stocks. Those are the things that I get exposed to. Now I get exposed to silver, granted, and gold through exchange traded funds. I will admit that. But they are funds that are entirely backed. They hold the actual silver. It's backed by real silver. So no matter what, you have equity in a company, you have equity in a fund that holds the real deal. It beats also another thing that's great about silver ETFs is that I don't have to hold the gold. I don't have to hold the silver myself because it's too much of a liability, quite frankly, for me to hold those things on my own. If I were to hold those, I mean, so in a lot of ways, a silver ETF can, in my opinion, is a way to have that silver exposure without having the risk of having it stolen, right? So that's my take on it, at least. And it may be kind of a boring take. It may not be the most grandiose take in the world, but I think it's a decent take, hopefully. Oh, man. I appreciate you guys putting up with me right now.
country is the hottest country anywhere in the world. There's nobody close. No other country is close, and every country will admit it. So now we need Congress to take the next step by passing the Clarity Act, a fair version of the Clarity Act, and this landmark structure legislation. It's a very, very powerful structured legislation which will keep us ahead of China, keep us ahead of everyone else, will open the door to the next wave of innovations and innovators. So I'd like to ask Chairman Selig to say a few words and a little bit of the details about what we're doing, and then we'll follow it up with Chairman Atkins and Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong, Intercontinental Exchange CEO Jeff Sprecher, Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev, and Kraken CEO Arjan. So we have that all set, and let's get going. And you know what? If you want to speak for a very short period of time, that's okay, too.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's an honor to be here with you and this exceptional group of business leaders. Thanks to your leadership, the era of political lawfare, debanking, and regulation by enforcement is over. Innovators.
Admittedly, I think the lawfare that was happening is absolutely bullshit. People being debanked for having the wrong politics, basically. I always found that to be very unethical. You should never debank somebody for having politics that you don't agree with. I think that's terrible. So, yeah, I don't know. That's the way I see it, at least. Give me just a few more seconds here. Yeah, I'm getting some of my videos a little more prepared. It's pretty cool, man. I'm glad that I've put out a lot more videos and gotten things very right, getting the short videos good, getting the thumbnails right. It's been fun, man.
Like the people in this room are welcome to the White House, not railroaded to the big house. And the new frontier of finance is being built right here in the United States of America. From day one, this president has been clear. America will not fall behind and allow other countries to take its place as the greatest country on earth to build a new technology, operate a business, and invest for the future. The world will run on the backbone of American technology. Under President Trump's leadership, we've codified the Genius Act, established a strategic Bitcoin reserve, drawn a clear line in the sand between—
Oh, the Bitcoin reserve, dude, it pisses me off, dude. Stop. This is what I don't understand about these tech bros. Like, everything else these guys talk about is like high IQ shit. And then they start talking about the Ponzi scheme Bitcoin as if it's a good thing. No, it's not a good thing. Bitcoin is a pure play Ponzi scheme, everybody. But nobody wants to listen to me. I wish they did. But that's okay. One moment. Oh. All right. Sorry, I was analyzing. I keep going back to fixing some random data points on this. Doing some background stuff here. Gladstone Capital. Great Elm. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, so what system? So, okay, you're saying that our system sucks. So if our system sucks, what sort of brilliant, stupid system are you coming up with, dude? Mandingo, dude, your system probably blows, dude. The fact that you speak in all caps proves to me that any system that you promote is probably a low IQ system. So, hell no, dude. Hell no.
In crypto securities and commodities, launched the first U.S. crypto perpetual, and protected the rights of software developers. We've exiled Gary Gensler, defeated the anti-crypto army, and made the United States the crypto capital.
Okay, first off, I think crypto deserves criticism because it's not as innovative as you think it is. A lot of software engineers don't like it. And granted, there might be some, advancements in blockchain technology. I mean, it's all open source. There's people who are willing to improve upon its decentralized nature, and that's incredibly fine. I say have at it, bro. Have at it. But at the same time, let's cool it with the crypto talk. Crypto's not going to save us. Blockchain technology is pretty cool for certain things. Absolutely. There are certain things that probably be more of an advantage to have them decentralized. But that's the way I see it. That's just the way that I see it. 'Cause all I know is holding you is all I ever wanna know. But maybe I'm not brave enough to tell you so. Oh, my mussy. What are we doing here, you guys? What are we doing?
Capital of the world. I'm proud to be working with Secretary Lutnick in the Department of Commerce as well to make America.
Okay, Lutnick scares the hell out of me, dude. That man feels like he mentioned Lutnick. That guy feels like he really, really knew. I feel like Lutnick really, really knew Epstein, like very personally. That's my alleged opinion.
The compute capital of the world. This may be the most important commodity of our day. Some call it digital oil, and America needs to dominate these markets to win the AI race. We've also protected federally regulated prediction markets from rogue state attorneys generals like Letitia James, who seek to nullify federal law and drive these markets offshore to unregulated and foreign venues. American dominance in the technologies that will define the future remains unmatched. We are truly in a golden age of American innovation.
Okay, we need to stop praising prediction markets as if there's some sort of golden ticket to wealth. It's gambling. Prediction markets are essentially a form of gambling, and it's kind of also a way for a lot of these insider guys to place bets on things that they have foregone knowledge about. So, for example, like let's say that I was in a position in government, right? And I knew that there was going to be some legislation coming down the pike. And this legislation, this is all just hypothetical, by the way. But let's say we're doing like some sort of legislation that gives technology, the tech sector, a big boom. Maybe we're going to have a big deal with another country to get their raw materials for cheaper or something like that. But nobody knows about this yet except for me and some of my other fellow lawmakers. So sometimes right before the bills get made public, you know what I can do? I can actually let I'm not saying anybody should do this, by the way. I'm not recommending any of this. I'm just saying this shit happens all the time. Prediction markets, the problem with prediction markets is they can be very easily rigged because they're all based on real world events. And because they're based on real world events, that means real world sabotage can happen at any time. Like, this is something that people don't talk about. It's so fucking annoying. Like, people don't connect the dots. People don't see 15 fucking seconds ahead of themselves. It's frustrating, man. I mean, that's the one thing I will say is people don't think 15 minutes ahead of themselves. But yeah, no, I hate prediction markets, dude. I just think it's just another form. It's basically gambler versus gambler. The only difference between a prediction market in a true gambling sports book or whatever, or any sort of gambling sports book or any sort of gambling book, is that a bookie creates the odds for you. Whereas a prediction market, it's basically gambler versus gambler. It's all about majority rule. So if 70% of us are all putting our money towards one event to happen over the other, that means that it's going to be, you're not going to get as high of a reward, obviously, but you're probably going to win. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. JD3 says, I'm very upset, brother. Are you ignoring me? I'm not ignoring you, bro. How am I ignoring you, man? At least I don't think I'm ignoring you. I'll try not to ignore anybody. I try to give everybody their time. All right, let's see. So, Golub. Kemoy Chapman, what up? Thank you for the heart. I appreciate the floating heart, my brony bro. Kemoy Chapman in the house, everybody. JD3, though, I am sorry to hear that you don't have any friends, man. I really am. That's not good. I mean, hopefully, maybe you can make friends with all of us here and the chat. You know, I mean, we're all, for the most part, we're all pretty friendly, except for the leftist trolls that come in. They're not very nice. But other than that, though, if you have no friends and you want to make some virtual friends, I mean, we're all here for you. We're all here in the chat. Obviously, we got a lot of people in the chat. So feel free to talk to all of us. Maybe we can, maybe we could try to help you out with what's ailing you, man. If you have problem making friends, I know that could be really tough. I know that when I was younger, I wasn't very good at making friends. So I understand the struggle, without a doubt. I actually understand the struggle a little too well. So
laugh out loud.
Kemoy Chapman's been a member for 11 whole months. Thank you, Kemoy. I appreciate your membership, man. We really appreciate that, brother. Hell yeah, everybody give a shout out to Kemoy Mother effing Chapman, bro. It's our boy Kemoy. We love Kemoy on this channel, maybe a little too much. Nah, you can never love Kemoy too much. Sometimes you got no other choice, man, but to love the Kemoy. But yeah, I'm getting some tags and I'm getting some hashtags set up in a couple of these. Let's see. Yeah, everything else is good. Let's see, BDC investing. Ooh. Kemoy says we love Garza too much. Thank you, Brony. I appreciate it, man. Mariana, hello. It's good to see you. We got batshit crazy in the house, dude. We got a lot of people I haven't seen in a bit. Let's see. I love it, man. Cause all I know. Interesting. So yeah, I was working with ChatGPT real quick, man. Batshit Crazy says, love you a long time. Love you too, Brony. My man, dude. My man. We got lots of cool people coming into the chat. I love it. I love it. OMG. They call me like the Robert Downey Jr. of investing. Just to let you know, Jarvis, I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you. I do really enjoy doing the Robert Downey Jr. voice quite a bit. It's a sad obsession of mine. RDJ, baby. RDJ's the GOAT. I really, the whole Doctor Doom thing, man, it's going to be interesting. It's cool that they got Robert. It's cool they got, maybe they'll find a way to bring back Iron Man into the MCU, man. I'd love to see them find a way to get Iron Man back. Thank you for the star, batshit crazy. I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, the main question is, can they get Iron Man back? I mean, like, I want it. You know you want it.
Now, the United States has a choice. We can either write the rules that define the next generation of financial markets, or we can let other countries write them for us. With Congress advancing the Clarity Act towards the finish line, we stand ready to implement the bill once the president signs it. But we'll use every tool available to move the president's pro-innovation agenda forward in the meantime. Tomorrow at the inaugural meeting of the CFTC's Innovation Advisory Committee, I look forward to sharing more details on our regulatory path forward. A path forward that provides greater certainty for innovators while reinforcing confidence in our markets for decades to come. This president has assembled an extraordinary team of entrepreneurs, builders, investors, and business leaders advising in government, like David Sachs, of course, and Patrick Witt. This real-world experience has already brought valuable perspectives into policymaking, and it will continue to pay dividends for the American people. Innovation depends on regulatory clarity.
I think we're on the right track. You know, I know people have been very critical about Trump quite a bit, and that's understandable to some point, to some degree. I get it. But I think that people just want to paint him to be a devil that I don't think he actually is. And it may be an unpopular opinion. I'm not entirely sure. But I just don't think he's that bad. I know a lot of people want to convince me otherwise, and that's fine. You can convince me all day long in a juicy man thong, but yeah, I don't know. Give me a second. Okay, that's an interesting one. So BDC investing instead of... Okay. Interesting. Well, if you want to become a channel member, bro, you certainly can. Oh, yeah, anybody could be a channel member if they really want to. Just 99 cents a month. That's up to you guys, though. I never force that stuff on anybody. Give me one more second. Seeing what sort of bullshit Mr. What's his nuts is doing. Huh. Oh my goodness! Hold on, I gotta check one more
Small
time.
Wiener Gang.
Hey, thank you, Mariana, for subscribing. Much appreciated. But yeah, Mariana, everybody give a shout out to Mariana Dedris for subscribing to the channel. We really, really appreciate it. More subscribers we get, the better. It does help our channel grow in more ways than one. I try to sound like Chris Hansen when I try to sound seductive, but it's not always the smartest move. But thank you guys. I appreciate everybody. You guys are amazing, as always. Per usual, you guys are amazing. Robert Downey Jr. I love doing the Robert Downey Jr. Impressions. Oh. Okay, so Scion. So yeah, I'm doing a little bit of, I'm kind of trying to multitask a little bit, which is, that's why I'm just kind of talking, and so I'm trying to do some background stuff. And what the background stuff is, I'm trying to improve the SEO, search engine optimization on my YouTube channel, which is always fun. I really enjoy that aspect of it because it's, I don't know, it's just something I kind of nerd out to. Something that makes me kind of happy. Live in my own world? Yeah, I do, dude. I kind of do my own thing.
Clarity. Clear rules create confidence.
Because I'm an individual. I don't always seek the collective's approval. The collective can suck it. I think it's a good way to live. Basically telling the collective to go, you know what, themselves. But but yeah, that's the way I see the world, at least.
Confidence attracts investment, and investment creates jobs, strengthens our markets, and keeps the world's best talent building here in America. Mr. President, thank you again for your leadership and for making American innovation great again. The work we're doing now to shape the future of our great nation will do measures for decades to come. Now I'm honored to introduce the most pro-innovation, pro-free market SEC chairman in America's history, and it's not Gary Gensler, of course, it's Paul Atkins. So Mr. Chairman, please.
Well, thank you, Mike, and thank you, Mr. President, for having us here today. From day one, you've made our nation's financial dominance and innovation job one. We at the SEC are delivering on your agenda. We're making IPOs great again, to continue on your theme, by cutting red tape that discourages.
You know, I will say, if it is easier for companies to do IPOs, that's going to be actually good for me, and I'll tell you why. So I own a lot of BDCs. JD3, I don't know. What are you talking about? Dude, I don't hate you. I'm just too focused. All right, JD3, if you're going to start whining, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell you. You going to be okay? Okay. All right. I'm going to do something in the background real quick. Hold on. Wait, which one's Crescent? Crescent, capital. Hold on. Today. Okay. Okay, here we go. That's where we're at. Yeah, so I'm making a few adjustments, like I said, to some of the search engine optimization aspects of the channel. It's taking a bit, but it's not too bad. Mr. Larson Christopher, how you doing, man? Whoa, 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 Cat Z1X, dude, what are you doing, bro? I see what. Oh my god, I'm glad I'm ignoring that, dude. What the fuck, dude? Oh, hey, you know what? If Barron Trump's making money legitimately, who cares if he's making 100 mil? As long as he's not getting it from as long as he's not doing any shady deals like our boy, like Shaboy. No shady deals, bro. Exnay to the Ishnay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Whoa. Okay, hold on. $100 million a year ain't so bad though, man. That's pretty incredible.
Companies from going public. Under your leadership, Mr. President, the IPO market is booming. Since Inauguration Day, 583 companies have gone public, and that's up 75% compared to the final year and a half of the Biden administration. And those companies have raised an impressive $208 billion, and that's nearly 4 times the amount raised during the final year and a half of the previous administration. So that's just not incremental progress. That is a turnaround.
That's almost like exponential progress, I would say. It's crazy though. And here's the thing, man. The one thing I love about Trump is he is financially literate. I love financial literacy. And I like the fact that more companies are able to do initial public offerings. That's great. I see nothing wrong with that.
You've committed to making the United States the crypto capital of the world. And yesterday, the SEC, I'm proud to say, took another significant step to deliver on that. Our proposal, the crypto assets rule, would provide crypto entrepreneurs like those here in this room and job creators the certainty to raise capital in the United States.
Crypto is so dumb, dude. Crypto is so dumb. Minneapolis increased property tax plus 13%. Are you kidding me? See, that's the problem, man. I think property tax should be abolished. I'm serious, man. I think property tax should be absolutely abolished. Why not? Because you pretty much, this is why I don't even bother trying to own a home at this point. What's the point? You have to pay the government a tax just to have property. That sounds so stupid. I mean, like, seriously, how dumb is that? Property tax is so annoying. Like, property tax is bullshit. Now, I don't spend my time complaining about things that I can't control. I do say that things are bullshit, but after I'm done saying that they're BS, I do something about it. And I tell you guys basically what I do usually. Now, for me, my goal is just to own as many assets as I can, stocks primarily, because they're very inflation proof, and specific ETFs that expose me to commodities like gold and silver, and real estate investment trusts. I love those so much because that gives me exposure to actual real estate, and I love it. So I'm a huge fan of REITs. They're amazing to me. But yeah, I'm a REITs kind of guy. REITs in my sheets, man. Yeah. You know, it's like you really don't own your home at the end of the day. If you think about it, property tax is kind of like what the frick is the point? What's the point of owning a home if you have to pay the government for the rest of your frickin' life for property tax? That just sounds so stupid. It's so stupid. It's so unethical. And I remember I was talking to, I think it was Greg, about it. I don't know. That is truly the way I see it, though. And, you know, some people are going to see my point of view on this a little bit differently, but yeah. Actually, let me update this a little bit. There we go. BDC investing. See Bain Capital. So I'm trying to what I'm trying to do is I'm using a different methodology. So I'm using 3 tags and 3 hashtags. So I'm trying to make it to where the algorithm indexes things properly and makes things a little bit easier for the channel. Hopefully. I could be wrong on this. But we're trying to really index things as properly as possible. But yeah, I love my BDCs though. Not BBCs, BDCs. It's the way I do it, man. But yeah, I'm kind of climbing the wave. Oh, dude, yeah. If JD Vance finds a way to somehow make property tax illegal, that would that would win him the election in a landslide, man. That would win him the election in a landslide. Now it's either him or Marco Rubio. I mean, I'm fine with either. I would prefer Vance over Rubio, admittedly, but I mean, I'm fine with either. I think both are totally capable. Absolutely the guys that we need, man. Yeah, don't want your crypto scam shit. Maybe later, maybe later. What the hell? I think it pisses me off about Robinhood is it always tries to tell me to get this crypto thing. It's like, sorry, the only reason I'm even in crypto even a little bit, it's not because I believe in it. I think it's garbage. But it's freaking insane, dude. Just crypto is grifto, in my opinion. But yeah, no matter what, like it's no matter how high crypto gets or any of the cryptocurrencies, it's all garbage. But I do make sure, like I said, I make sure that I expose myself to cryptocurrencies in some form or fashion, even if I think it's grifto. And I do think crypto is grifto, by the way. Vance Rubio 2028, that would be a fantastic ticket, and I would vote for that in a heartbeat, without a doubt.
States using digital assets. This action is consonant with our belief that the most important priority is for Congress to send the Clarity Act to your desk for your signature. And the SEC is doing everything we can to support that work. So thank you again, Mr. President, for leading this nation to ensure that we continue to have the strongest markets in the world, to reshore innovation, and to welcome, yes, a whole new generation of investors through the Trump accounts. So under your leadership, we will make sure that the greatest advances of the technological frontier are right here in America. So thank you very much. Great job.
All right, hold on. This is kind of a F around episode today, so I'm not doing anything too crazy today. Your skin tastes like summer, and I'm losing control. But yeah, I love improving the SEO so much on here.
Well, this morning I was thinking back to the 2024 campaign where the president, I think, very astutely recognized there was millions of voters in the United States who felt disenfranchised by the prior administration. And he made a commitment at that time to make America the crypto capital of the world. And within weeks of taking office, delivered on that promise. And it started first with this executive order, which came out ordering the agencies in his administration to take steps in this direction. He shortly thereafter appointed two of the most competent and pro-innovation regulators anywhere in the world, Chair Selig and Chair Atkins, and of course fired Gary Gensler. There was that big applause line at the Bitcoin conference, which was powerful. And of course, the Genius Act was another milestone just in the past year, along with the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, et cetera. And just this week, I have to commend Chair Atkins for publishing this new rule that allows crypto projects to raise capital in the US for the first time. There's clarity on that. And Chair Selig, we're excited to attend the advisory committee meeting tomorrow to make progress there. So an incredible amount of progress has been made, and I think what's most important next, of course, is this September 15th vote that we have with the Clarity Act. This would make all of the progress that this administration has made durable into the future, so it could survive for decades and decades to come. And make no mistake, there are folks out there who they want to see this legislation not happen, right? Maybe some of the big banks don't want the competition from crypto companies. Other banks are leaning in and have endorsed it, which I think is really powerful. And so if we all come together, I think we can get this bill over the finish line and hopefully get more than 60 votes come September 15th. Thank you.
And it's very bipartisan.
I will say, here's the thing. If this crypto bill that everybody keeps talking about or whatever the hell, if somehow this passes, I'm going to be depressed about it because I think crypto is just really stupid. However, I will say this. I do own like $1 of every single crypto that you can get your grubby paws on. Granted, crypto has no intrinsic value. It is slop. It's not a real investment. The only reason I have it is because I know that there are people who are stupid enough to pump up the entire crypto markets by getting other gullible morons into crypto. So that's kind of sucks, you know. People don't know what a real asset is anymore. People don't know what intrinsic value is. People don't know what underlying value is. Nobody tries to measure the value of anything. You can easily measure crypto. Crypto is literally a string of data on a decentralized, flimsy, outdated network, depending on the network, depending on how it's programmed. It's pretty impressive, don't get me wrong. I think blockchain technology is really cool, but that's about the extent of it. Just because something is cool doesn't mean it should be a currency. This PSP, for example, that I own, it's my old PSP. It's cool. It's amazing. It's a fantastic piece of technology. But it shouldn't be a currency. You know? I mean, I will admit the raw material in the PSP is probably worth something, but you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm so mad. I'm just mad. I'm not really that mad. Okay, I'm mad. No, I'm just kidding. Well, let's keep going.
So,
Very-
very much.
That is true.
A lot of Democrat support.
There's hundreds of pages of changes that have come in from the Democrat side as well. It's a true bipartisan compromise, and yeah, it's a great work product. So up next, I think, is Jeff Sprecher.
Sorry.
Thank you. Mr. President, I just wanted to tell you that your trade policies of fair trade to bring back jobs and businesses from overseas, your energy dominance policies to fuel the next generation of technology in the United States.
Yes, kiss his ass, dude.
Big,
Kiss his
beautiful
ass.
bill that created incentives for investments has led to the records that you're hearing about in our stock markets, the record number of IPOs. And as you know from working with my wife who works on private businesses, there's a record number.
Oh, yeah, and I wanted to let you know, I kind of didn't finish my thought before about how it's great that there are more IPOs happening, because so I own a lot of BDCs, and I own a few venture funds and stuff like that expose me to private companies. Now, if these companies do an IPO, their valuation goes up like crazy during an IPO. So the best part about this is I have exposure to so many different companies through my private equity. I should say I have publicly traded BDCs essentially, and a lot of these BDCs, they also own some equity in the companies that they're loaning to. So any of these companies that go public, their valuation skyrockets quite a bit. So it's one of the reasons why I love owning private companies. At least I love having exposure to private companies because I mean, I end up reaping the benefit because I have exposure to these companies through these funds, through these companies that own the stake in private companies. I mean, I gain the advantage wholeheartedly. So I have exposure to publicly traded companies. I have exposure to privately held companies. I mean, I have exposure across the board to like every business you could think of. And honestly, that's the way I like to do it. That's the way I love it, man. It's the way I love to do it. I personally believe it's the smartest thing that one could do. You know, Also, I love owning REITs. REITs are one of my favorite investments, just because it's so hands off. It's basically I get to have real estate exposure and not have to deal with tenants. I don't have to deal with working on any of the properties. It's all, I mean, sure, there's obviously fees and management and stuff like that goes into it. So I'm not getting a full return, but that real estate exposure gives me cash flow because it's all being leased out. And especially the fact that I get exposure to commercial real estate through a lot of these REITs too, that makes me very, very happy. Commercial real estate exposure is a fantastic thing when it comes to any form of investment. So, I mean, it's really fun that Trump and his tech guys are all talking about the stuff that I like to talk about. It's kind of entertaining. Kind of makes for a good show topic, actually. Give me a second. Where was I at? Rexford? Was it Rexford? Oh, yeah, is it Rexford? Okay, Omega. Okay. So, yeah, like I said, I'm going through each video one by one. Jarvis, I need to go through each of these videos one by one. I have to basically change the hashtags. Thank you. I do love doing the Robert Downey Jr. voice, the Iron Man Robert Downey Jr. voice. It's so much fun. And I can't help myself, man. I got a problem. But that's okay. Robert Downey Jr. here, this is what I like to do. Yeah, Trump's the man, dude. I don't care what anybody else says. Trump's the freaking man. The goat. People hate on it, but whatever. All right, let's keep watching.
Number of business formations in this country right now. So we're here to talk about how to evolve regulation so that we don't impede that progress. But one of the things I can tell you about the New York Stock Exchange is that it was formed at the time of our country.
So hold on. So Larson Christopher saying Vance Rubio, cabin is the way to go, low tax. I can agree with that. I can get down with that, actually. Hell yeah. I mean, owning a cabin would be pretty tight, actually. I'm not opposed to that at all. I'm not opposed. He'll know. Jarvis is the man. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
And so it, for 250 years, has been subject to every single financial services regulation that has ever passed in the United States, bar none. And so one of the things that I'm so thankful that you've done is put two really strong chairs in these seats and ask them to go through past legislation, regulation, and figure out what we can get rid of that no longer serves the interests of this country. And for that, I really appreciate that on behalf of the New York Stock Exchange.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See, this is why I call Trump the man, because he's the deregulator in chief. He doesn't. This is why I voted for him, because he doesn't like regulation. I hate regulation so much. I think regulation is the bane of my existence. All right? Regulation's the bane of my existence. That's all I got to say. I got to admit, you guys, as much as I would love to keep reacting to more videos, I'm kind of done for the day. I got some SEO stuff I got to do on the back end for the YouTube channel. But I hope you guys enjoyed some of my commentary. It was pretty lowbrow commentary today. It was you did not catch me at my best, but I gave you an honest opinion on everything we watched. So that's the most important thing. So I will say, I do think, because I looked at my crypto portfolio and everything was going up like crazy. And like I said, I still think crypto's grifto. Just because I own crypto, even $1 of each of these, doesn't mean I believe in it. I just own it to get the exposure to it, just to see how many dumbasses pump up all these stupid crypto coins. But yeah, other than that, though, I think cryptocurrency is a Ponzi scheme more than anything. It's a huge Ponzi scheme. But yeah, I still like to have the exposure to it. I mean, I'm never afraid to have exposure to different assets, even though I don't consider crypto an asset at all. I just don't. It's a Ponzi scheme. But yes, I just try to basically bet against the dollar in any way I can. And the way that I bet against the dollar is by owning stocks, real estate investment trusts, gold and silver. If I have exposure to those four things, I'm pretty much, I wouldn't say I'm like super protected from inflation, but I will say this: I am more protected from inflation than anybody with a high yield savings account, because the dollar could go away at any time. People don't realize that the value of the dollar, the moment that the dollar's no longer the reserve currency, we're screwed. Like, or at least monetarily speaking, we're screwed. The smart people hold on to their assets. Smart people like Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, they held on to their assets. And that's exactly what I do. I hold on to my assets because they pay me a dividend. And if the dollar were to collapse at any point, then they would increase their dividend naturally, because the prices of everything would have to go up. Earnings would be higher, obviously. But yeah, the dollar, in my opinion, it just feels, I hope it's not done. I want to have faith in our currency, but you can't really have faith in a currency that's not backed by anything but empty government promises. The moment we got taken off the gold standard, I think in 1971 by Richard Nixon, that was basically the day the dollar died officially, because the dollar wasn't backed by anything. So therefore the dollar is basically worthless. This is why the reason the rich get richer and the poor get poorer is because the rich realize that the dollar's worthless. So they trade their dollars for assets that are cash producing. Whereas everybody else thinks that, like middle class people think that saving money in a high yield savings account will protect them. No, it won't. If the dollar was to go to shit and the price of everything went up, your savings account would be pointless. This is one of the reasons why I own cash producing assets that are inflation proof. Stocks are I wouldn't say everything in my portfolio is absolutely inflation proof, but it's incredibly inflation resistant, like almost to the point of being inflation proof. So that's the beauty. I prefer to, I don't know. I like to make sure that everything's inflation proof. That is the key to what I do. It's not a hard philosophy to live by. So hopefully that made sense. Just remember, assets are the real money. Cash is not money. Cash is a currency. And assets are the true money. Stocks, gold, silver, and real estate. That's the real money. Assets are the true money. Now, bonds, I don't even trust bonds, to be honest, because the principal doesn't increase. Bonds do not protect you from the decay of the dollar either. In fact, bonds, in my opinion, are absolutely freaking worthless for the most part. So I don't even really give two craps about bonds. But yeah, I'm all about just owning a diversified portfolio of stocks, and you know, being exposed to silver and gold and things like that. It's just the way I like to do it, man. It's the way it should be. Anyway, I do want to thank you guys for taking the time to view this episode, and I can't think of anything else because honestly, my mind is kind of turned to clay a bit. So I'm going to take a break, probably play on my PSP for a little bit in bed. Then I got some work I got to do. And then squad-a-la, man. Squad-a-la, I am off. But once again, I appreciate you all. Peace out, Girl Scouts, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.